Hi everyone, Jamie Pate here, and welcome to this mini album process video. I'm going to be creating a mini album today, and first I want to introduce this cute little booklet. This is from the Heidi Swapp Pineapple Crush collection, and this sort of traveler's journal, traveler's notebook size mini album has a couple surprises in it. Not only is it super beautiful, it's got this nice smooth cover to it. It's a nice weight cardstock for a mini album cover. But when you open it up, there are 16 cards that are attached to this booklet. These cards can be pulled out. They are scored so that you can pull these cards out. You can use them in your pocket page scrapbooking or traditional scrapbooking, card making, planners, whatever you need a card in, or you can do what I'm going to do today. You can leave it mostly intact and add some photos to it and create a mini album with it. So we're going to have some fun today. Part of this collection also includes these clear stamps with this flamingo and palm tree pineapple sort of vibe. I have some puffy stickers that will find their way on these pages. Probably be using these glitter alpha stickers, and then a whole bunch of ephemera that's super fun and sweet and just has a great summer vibe. So today I'm going to be, can't forget, washi tape. Washi tape will be making an appearance as always. And so I'm going to be putting together some memories from one of our paddle board adventures from last summer. So let's get started. So to start, I want to show you that I had made some notes inside of this little mini album. I just used my handy dandy post-it notes and I wrote in what images I wanted where, or if I was going to do journaling, or maybe even if I had an idea for an embellishment. I just jotted that down on a post-it note. And it was mainly for my images though. I needed to know what sizes to print. I print at home on an HP OfficeJet 7110. And so that's super convenient way, but I wanted to know what photos were going to go where first. So first thing I'm going to do in this album is add in my photos first. For the most part, that's how I'm approaching this. And so using the notes I already have in there, I'm grabbing those images. Whoops, look at me. Oh yeah, that's right. I made a note. I wanted to put an arrow here because I like that, how that inhale, exhale, and exhale was going to point to me kicking back in the water because it was just such an enjoyable aspect of one of our summer activities last week. So that's what that note was about there. And so I kind of went back and forth on this particular album, the way it's set up. There's a little border on the inside where those 4x4 pages tear away. And looking back, I think I would have made the photos wider so that they could have crossed over that tearaway part. It would have reinforced it a little better. I'm reinforcing some here with washi tape, but later on you're going to see where I had to go in and reinforce a little bit better. And so just take note of that. This is such a cute album, but you do have to take note that those pages are tearaway and they're going to need some enforcement. I added this photo here, and you're going to see in a little bit, I realized I wanted that particular square to be torn away, so that got changed up later on, and that's okay. This is just paper, and we can just pull pages off. I tend to not add a whole lot of adhesive on my photos to begin until I'm all done, and then I'll go back very often and reinforce with hot glue. So you can see here that I decided, nope, I wanted that to be torn away. I wanted to see through to that good vibes there with my picture of me kicking back in the water, the inhale and the exhale. I liked how all that connected. Plus I liked how the photos connected the colors connected as well. All right, for this next page, the photo, I wanted it to be a interactive piece. So I'm creating a hinge here with a piece of cardstock, and I have given it a score so that it can be connected to the page and added to the next page. And then when I put it on, I realized I wanted it to go differently. When I put it on, I put it on the very top of that page. But when I opened it up, the dream part was covered up a little bit, and I didn't care for that. So what I did was I pulled up the photo on the page in front of it just a little bit, just on the edge. Again, a great reason why not to take adhesive all the way to your edges, but just in the center until you're all done. And that way it still hinged on the page and gave me just great extra space, even for that extra photo that I decided needed to go someplace else. And so I'm going to do the very same thing here by adding a hinge. So I just took the length of my photo, which is 4 inches, and cut about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit smaller strip. And you got to be kind of tricky because you don't want it too small, but you don't want it too big to interfere with what else you have going on. So it's a little bit of a trick. And I think later on, I decided on a larger photo that I wanted to use the red line adhesive. So you'll see that later on in the video. So I took that pull away card that I trimmed out of the book earlier, and I like it so much I added it to one of the interactive pages so it opens up to an extra journaling space like that. Here on this page, I wanted to go up onto that waves graphic piece a little bit, but then the bottom of my page had that pink pattern, and I'm like, oh, I don't totally want the pink pattern in there, so I decided to cover it up with a little piece of white cardstock. Then I'm going to go back over that with some washi tape to kind of tie in those colors a little bit, and I was pretty happy with how that turned out. Then I had to trim the bottom off a little bit, and that was a little tricky, but I got it. And I did the same thing to the last page. I wanted to go up a little bit higher, and so I just printed a little bit taller photo for that space. And again, it was a little tricky. This is a tricky part. It's kind of tricky to get that part trimmed off, but I made it happen, and excuse my head there. This last page, I printed a full 4 by 8 inch photograph to be part of the very last page of the book. And again, I've created a larger hinge, and this is going to go down first. This is the opening part. This is the opening photo, I want to say. So this will lay down first. You notice I'm using the red line tape here. A little happier with how that worked out. I just always can never get it pulled up. So taking me a moment to get it pulled up here. But when I get it pulled up, and then I'm going to adhere it to the very back page there, and it's going to just give me a great flap, which I could leave like it is and then just do some more embellishing and journaling underneath. But instead, I decided to also include another 4 by 8 photo. So I was a little dissatisfied because the pages started pulling apart. Again, remember, these are pull away 4 by 4 cards. And so I needed to come up with a way to reinforce these pages and still look aesthetically pleasing because I was going to make this album work. I just love the idea of it so much. So I decided to put a double stick tape down. And when that was in place, then I added washi tape right on top of it. I just wanted to give that washi tape some really good adhesion to the page. And so I'm just going through now and checking where else I'm going to do this. And I do take care of several other pages like this as well. And I'm reinforcing the first page. This time I decided to do it with a piece of pattern paper. So I pulled one of the Pineapple Crush pattern papers. It's a black and white stripe. It worked out with the theme and the feel of that page. So as I embellish the rest of these pages, I'm going to let you listen to some music and watch along.